Tonight on CTV, the coronavirus is spreading around the world. Find out what this means for CSU.
Then construction makes its way back to campus. Find out where you'll be impacted.
And a new alternative to plastic bags. The material may surprise you. A man was found dead off of South Link Lane and East Lincoln Avenue on Monday night. Deputies found the body near the intersection after responding to a report of an injured person in the area.
That's right, Lauren. The police say the case is now under investigation as a suspicious death. Anyone with information about this case is asked to call investigator Steve Gates with Fort Collins Police Services at 970-498-5168.
3 people were arrested in connection to a string of thefts at the Eldora Pool and Ice Center that happened from October to November. Fort Collins police say they arrested 37-year-old John Harden, 38-year-old Jessica Goism, and 33-year-old Jessica Lynn Olson with burglary and identity theft.
With the coronavirus spreading throughout parts of Asia, this has led CSU officials to address the virus and what it could mean for CSU.
The coronavirus, which has many on the world on edge, is sparking fear and confusion among many, including here at Colorado State.
Coronaviruses are a family of viruses, largely found in animals as well as humans.
The virus, which has 7 types of strains, may act similar, but the symptoms may vary depending on the type of strain.
And of those, 4 cause the common cold, and then we have the deadly viruses that cause SARS and MERS, and now this new novel virus from Wuhan, China.
Experts say to continue those practices that we're used to, like washing your hands that we normally practice during cold and flu season.
Certainly there is a lot of overlap in the symptoms, and this is cold and flu season where we are seeing a lot of various viruses causing illness, including influenza.
Doctors say to continue health practices and staying up to date with any changes.
So certainly we want to be very vigilant. We also don't want to be fearful at this point.
Right now, there are no confirmed cases at CSU, and health officials on campus and throughout the city and the county have plans in place if the virus makes it to the area.
Fort Collins city officials held their annual State of the City address Tuesday night at Cannabis Stadium. The main focus of the address was equity for those living in Fort Collins by making affordable housing a priority in the city. The Student Senate had its first meeting of the semester. Now there's a lot going on and plenty of events to look forward to. Live reporter Kenneth Frederick joins us. Kenneth, what's going on in the Senate?
Thanks, Lauren. I'm here live at the Student Senate, where they're gearing up for an exciting semester with new members, legislation, and even a presidential election on the horizon.
To start off the ASCSU's first meeting, President Ben Amundsen gave a speech telling senators how much hope he has for the semester and to work hard rather than check out.
It is the most exciting semester to be in ASCSU if you're engaged, so I'd encourage you to engage with us and hold us accountable, set a high standard for us.
Vice President Alexandria Ferrice presented bylaws regarding the Student Fee Review Board, which is in charge of approving student fees at CSU. The debates surrounding the bylaws were a little heated, and the Senate had to take a quick recess before voting on their next steps. As for the upcoming presidential race, Connor Cheadle, the manager of the upcoming election, tried to get new election codes passed. But the Senate had some issues with things such as campaign finance laws regarding private funding, so the Senate sent the new election code to General Committee. In particular, there was an issue with the use of GoFundMe to get large donations from wealthy connections rather than acquiring campaign funds piece by piece with smaller donations.
I would ask my friends for $20 donations. That's very different in being able to both be a candidate and have to fundraise for yourself.
Senator Dudek. Here, Senator
Like I said, exciting plans for this. Kenneth Frederick reporting live for CTV Channel 11. Back to you, Lauryn and Edgar.
CSU is living up. Thanks, Kenneth. CSU is living up to the name of Construction State University. The university officials announced several projects that are expected to break ground this year. Of those projects, the north side of the Lauryn Student Center is getting a $24 million upgrade, and construction on Shepherdson Hall is expected to impact streets and parking lots around that building. Phase 1 of the Meridian Village near Canvas Stadium will also get into full gear by the middle of the year.
U.S. Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos was in Fort Collins today. She stopped by Liberty Commons High School to promote National Choice Week. U.S. Representative Ken Buck was also with DeVos, as he is a sponsor of the Education Freedom Scholarship Bill, which would allow families to benefit from scholarships to allow them to choose which schools they want to attend. Now, after a cold day, let's check in with weather anchor Allie Small for our current conditions.
That's right, Lauren. We had a windy day here in Fort Collins with wind blowing around 20 miles per hour most of the afternoon. But I'll let you know if you can expect wind in my forecast. I'll have more on the weather for your weekend coming up later in the show.
Thank you, Allie. All right, Edgar, question for you.
Answer.
What did you have for lunch?
Oh, I made myself a sandwich this morning for lunch.
Sandwich. Okay, now what did you put the sandwich in?
Sandwich bag, of course.
All right, me too. So we know exactly where the sandwich goes, but what happens to the baggie? Well, it turns out that Americans use over 100 billion plastic single-use baggies each year. However, a CSU graduate student has the answer to this issue, and it all starts with beeswax, of all things.
It all started with a trip to Amazon, what millions of people do every day. Waylon Jepson stumbled upon an idea, how he could make a product that could save Mother Earth.
There's clearly a demand for this. I would be so happy to be a part of this, you know, and try and make sustainable products more accessible.
Like many people, Jepson is passionate about sustainability. So one day he was thinking, there has to be a better way to wrap up our food rather than using single-use baggies. So he figured out a way to create eco-friendly, reusable wraps.
It's a linen cloth with beeswax and tree resin. And because of the beeswax, it creates an airtight seal that is able to keep your food fresh, just like saran wrap would.
So the real question is, how are these reusable wraps making a difference? Well, your traditional Ziploc bags like these end up in the trash, whereas these wraps can be used to keep your food fresh and last up to 1 year.
Living zero waste is very difficult and hard, you know, and sometimes we have to do what we can, you know, but if we all do a little bit, it can have a big impact.
And that's exactly what Jepson continues to do, bettering Mother Earth, one wrap at a time.
You know, that was pretty sweet. Like, I feel bad for using my plastic bag now.
Good. Well, no, not good. I'm sorry, but maybe you can switch now.
Yeah, hopefully that's a pretty sweet idea. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, you know, speaking of food, Krista McAllister has an update on a winery closure in Fort Collins. Krista, what do you have coming up for us?
That's right, Edgar. I have an update on that closure, and I also checked out an a cappella group's auditions. Find out if I made the cut after the break.